Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. And when you hear about this naming controversy, it's crazy. It's crazy. Now, you want to name a building after Errol Barrow, and his son came out and said, my father would not have wanted that. Leave the name that it has. My father would not have wanted that. It's simple. So don't do it. And another thing, everyone knows that you name buildings after pedophiles. Everybody, well, if you don't know, you need to ask somebody. Everyone knows that all those schools and the buildings and, Fairchild Street Market, we all know that whatever name would go on those buildings, there are some serious problems. Some serious problems. Now, to do something like that to Errol Barrow, then to hear, well, what problem? Because that's what you're going to look for. What problems did he have? We didn't know about him having all those problems for something to be named after him. And then you're going to hear, well, he was married. Yeah, and the wife went to the official stuff that was going on. The wife would show up with him. But Errol Barrow was with a white woman for many, many moons. Many, many moons. And another thing, well, while he was prime minister, they said that he was off the island teaching. He was off the island, not for a day, not for a weekend, for like 6 months, teaching and making money off the island. That's what they said. They said that his pills, because he was diabetic, on whatever other medical history he had, but they said that they were tampered with, that, when someone's after you and they own pharmacies, or they can own the pharmacist or whatever. And when he went to have his pills, filled, how you get your prescription filled, that certain pills and certain combinations were put in his pill bottle, and they would say he was assassinated. That's what they say, that Errol Barrow was assassinated. So we know that there's a history that is never going to be written. You're writing yourself out of history by not writing your history and not telling the truth about your history, okay? That's what you're doing. But everyone knows that Errol Barrow, he had a history. And whether you want to say, well, it's human, yes, you can say that. Whether you want to say, well, Barbadians, have issues, they're born with issues, yes, you can say that. It's admitted. And whether you want to say, well, being in politics, oh yes, you get your hands dirty. You can admit that. Maybe you should name it after Donville Index, but you can't even name it after Donville, because all he did was thief money. You need to name these buildings off of people who are pedophiles, or who are, they have to have something that your stomach would churn when you hear what they've done, and it has to deal with like outside the parameters of being like just sinful and making mistakes. It has to be out. They're deviants, it has to go into that heading, like deviant. No, can you say that about Errol Barrow? Maybe not. Maybe not. You can't say it about Donville. Not that we know of as we speak. It was just a money thing with him. And Stephen Lashley is there. And then you hear other people talking about this thing. Maybe you should leave Errol Barrow out, and like the person is saying, there are more pressing issues. If the family, and they said, oh, we sent the family a notice telling them that we were going to do this. Not everyone jumps up a hullabaloo because you want to name something after them. Not everyone is on that particular bandwagon. Everybody's not like that. Just leave people alone. Leave his name alone. He didn't much at the end want anything to do with you. He was on the other side of the fence. Yeah, other side of the fence. And he was just doing his own thing. That's the inside story. That's not the history story. That's the inside story. Yeah, but you're writing yourselves out of history by telling lies. You're telling lies. Errol Barrow's son, the one that works at the Grantley Adams International Airport, came out in the paper. I saw it with my own two very eyes. saying, my father would not have wanted this. It's closed. Close that chapter, name it after someone, or leave the name that's there on there. Leave it alone. My father would not have wanted that. Leave it alone. So what's the controversy? What is it? Is it for you? Because you wanted to stick him in a box that he maybe does not belong in? Sherry Veronica.